My name is Dr. Joseph Merenini. I'm the CEO, SABJO, Workforce and Career Development. My topic tonight is I'm going to be treating the cloud and the business. The cloud and the business. As a business person, or as an entrepreneur, what you know cloud to be, cloud has become a vital component for business as technology becomes embedded in modern life. So what am I saying? Every leader or CEO of a company needs to understand the cloud and how it operates, as well as the potential dangers and pitfalls associated with cloud. So, cloud has become a vital component for the business technology to become embedded in modern life. Every leader needs to understand that the cloud and how it operates, as well as the potential dangers and pitfalls associated with cloud computing. So, knowledgeable monitoring and maintenance can be the difference between the success and the failure of the technology use in the modern business today, in this 21st century. So that being said, the goal for this presentation is to understand what the cloud is and recognize risks and benefits, monitor performance of every business, employ business process, monitor performance. So that being said, why the cloud has become a part of our everyday vocabulary in business, many people do not fully understand what it is or how it works. So, while the cloud has become a part of our everyday vocabulary, many people or entrepreneur or CEO not fully understand what it is or how it works. Have become a problem for that business. A working definition of the cloud, as well as its different uses, is essential for the success of its implementation in any business. So anyone who works with the cloud should also be aware of different trends surrounding the process. So with a clear understanding of the cloud, you will be able to make the best decision for your customer and your business. So that being said, we're going to be looking at three definitions of cloud. There's no such thing as physical cloud. So in reality, it is a network of servers that are used to share, store, and track data. So the information is on the different servers, which makes sharing easier and provides you with a backup if something should happen to your hard drive. There are different cloud services available, but public and private many companies choose the hybrid option. So the hybrid option, which combines cloud servers with internal storage. The exact size of the cloud is not known, but there are some estimates that if it is an S-byte or 1 billion gigabyte, so we're going to be looking at the history of cloud. So the idea of the cloud began with early computers in the 1950s. During this time, computers were massive and expensive. The personal computer was a dream. Different users shared the computer at assigned times to access the same data. The idea of data sharing advanced in 1969. So as it advanced in 1969, some people in the 1960s, the term cloud computing was, coined by Robert Kolapa. The bandwidth was finally able to make sharing software and applications online process. The cloud has continued to evolve to include the different models, which we will discuss later in this presentation. So, current uses. When using in-person sales, it is important to weigh the cost against the benefit. A single sales calls could pay for hundreds of advertisements. The cost differ depending on the method of sales. For example, a sales call of FaceTime conversation takes time and technology. A retail environment would have additional cost of overhead in your business. No matter the method used, a specialized sales force that connects with individual customers will have the highest cost. Understand that. So the high cost, however, should not cause anyone to dismiss in-person sales, because it is an extremely effective sales techniques that we apply in modern business today. So we're going to look at the trends. What are the trends? The cost of in-person sales may be intimidating sometimes. So additionally, it is not the most effective sales channel. So still connecting with customers on a personal level has a profound effect on them. In fact, in-person and other specialized methods that reach clients are the most effective selling techniques. Face-to-face interactions are distinguished sales, people which, when we look at it, which increase sales on the long run. The research group, for example, noted that most customers have 4.6 sales calls a week and only 1.8 in-person meetings. So while it does take more effort and money, in-person connections stand out in the buyer's mind and improve the chances of conversion. So that being said, we understand how cloud works. So we're going to look at a case study, and let's see this case study. So this case study will give us exactly how Cameron was not ready to use the cloud of his place. Cameron was not ready to use the cloud for his catering business. He did not trust using outside networks, and he believed he lacked the knowledge to use a private one. So his manager, Samantha, urged him to consider. During storm season, a tornado damaged the main building. So the computer system was damaged beyond repair, and Cameron lost most of his records. So even the outside drive was lost. Samantha managed to find some of the data, but the client list was lost. So this became a very, very terrible situation. So this case study, when we look at it very well, So we're going to take that case study to ask some questions and see what we can derive from that question. Number one, after looking at the case study, we're going to ask ourselves, what is an exabyte? Exabyte is 1 billion gigabyte. So the exact size of the cloud is not known, but there are some estimate that it is an exabyte or 1 billion gigabyte. So what is a cloud option? Cloud options comprises public, private, and hybrid. These are the different cloud services available, both public and private. Many companies chose the hybrid option, which combines cloud servers with internal data storage. Remember, that internal storage is what makes it safe for your data. So we're going to ask ourselves, based on the case study, what did Lockheed develop? Apparent. Lockheed developed Apparent, or the Advanced Research Project Agents Network, before 1970, attempting to make information and program available across the globe. With the growth of the internet, so this is more of the example of this case study we look. Now, as we proceed, let's also look at other avenue, 3 models for business. So we're going to look at 3 models of business right now. So when we look at that 3 models, there are 3 basic models of cloud computing: software as service, platform as service, and infrastructure as service. So these are the 3 models for business: the software, platform, and infrastructure. Understanding these components as well as other options available will heavily influence your business and models that you choose. Make sure to assess your organization carefully to make it the best decision possible. Then we look at, remember we mentioned of 3 cloud software. Then software as a service. We have to look at software as a service, also called SaaS. So this model is the most popular in cloud. It is a third-party vendor that provides applications that are accessed online. Some SaaS examples include Microsoft 360, Oracle, and Salesforce. There are some pros and cons to using SaaS. So we're going to look at the pros and cons for using SaaS. The pros: updates are automatic. The update itself, the system update itself. Usage is scalable. Accessible from any location of device. You can access it from any location of device, provided internet is available. The cons: security breach possibilities. Vendors provide support. Changes offering with little notice. Then, convenience of SaaS is what contributes to its popularity. So we look at the convenience of the SaaS. Then let's also look at the platform as a service. Because platform as a service, a lot of people know it, that it's a service. So platform as a service, or PaaS, are models that allow creation and development of software, while third parties manage the hardware. Understand it? I'll repeat again. Platform as a service are models that allow the creation and development of software, while third parties manage the hardware. Programming and databases. These options is beneficial for anyone who is interested in greater software control for testing apps. When you do apps, you have to test it. There are pros and cons as well to this option. So we're going to look at the pros. The pros says it's automatic update. It's update automatically. Lower cost. The cost is cheap. Software and hardware will be what? Compatible. Then we'll look at the cons. Not scalable. Being locked into a software platform. Providers rely on hours. Apprenda, which works with Java, is an example of a PaaS, P-A-S, PaaS. That being said, then we're going to look at the third one. The third one, which is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service is the also called hardware as a service. You can call it hardware as a service or infrastructure as a service, no matter. They all mean the same thing. So this model provides the hardware, storage, and other components. The third party is responsible for maintaining the equipment, and payments are based on the usage. The possible last models available are public, private, and hybrid. Remember that they are public, they are private, and they are hybrid. There are several pros and cons to this choice. The pros is choice of configuration, money saved on it, cost of cloud. You can focus on in-house operations. Then the cons, vendors can access information in public or hybrid option. So internet connection is necessary. Evangelization is also necessary. Limited customization and privacy. EOS is an infrastructure as a service. Remember that EOS is an infrastructure as a service. It's not on its own. It's also infrastructure as a service. Remember that. So let's look at other options. Other options. There are other models available based beside the top three. Remember the top three we mentioned. We will give a brief description of three of these. One is we're going to look at the security part of it, security as a service. Security is like a SaaS integrated through a subscription such as virus software. Remember, the aim of virus is to stop threats. Then we're going to look at mobile backend as a service. App creators connect with cloud providers using applied program, interfaces, and software development kits. So this provides storage and better connection to customers. Serverless computing is like similar to backend as a service. So we're gonna look, this method is growing in popularity, So the company manages the loading and the execution of the application code and only executes when necessary, saving money. Okay? It saves you money. That's anytime you want to save money, you have to apply security as a service, mobile banking, and serverless computing. Especially the serverless computing is very, very important. So we're going to stop here for today. We have a lot of ideas, but next time we will start with another case study to continue the presentation. Thank you, and see you next week.